what's up, guys? It's Cypher. Today we're talking about double movement in Fortnite. All right, this is going to be a pretty controversial topic, but hear me out. If you're a casual Fortnite player, you might not understand what I'm talking about, but this is going to be really important because Epic just made a statement regarding double movement, regarding players using third-party softwares to remap their keys. What is double movement? Double movement is basically the ability to move like a controller player, move like an analog player with mouse and keyboard. When you're moving on mouse and keyboard, your diagonal movement is pretty restricted. Like on controller, you use an analog stick, right? So you can run 360 degrees. You can run sideways. That's the main thing is you can run sideways while facing forward. So like right now I'm running sideways while facing a different direction, right? And this kind of movement is really not available for mouse and keyboard players up until recently with people using third-party programs to obtain the controller movement. People thought that maybe this was against the rules, but Epic made a blog post yesterday confirming that if you are remapping your keys, it is perfectly legal to remap your keys, even if it means you're gaining double movement by remapping your keys. Because what the programs are doing is they're remapping your normal movement, your WASD, and it's turning it into an analog stick. Pressing W would be the same thing as like pushing the analog stick on your controller forward and moving forward. The thing is, the analog stick has a lot more pull to it. The controller movement has a lot more pull to it when you're running sideways. You're able to literally run sideways while pressing W and D. I'm running sideways, facing forward, and I can like build these walls without really having to move my mouse too much. I'm just building walls protecting my side. Holy crap. So that is usually exclusively for controller players, but now it's available for mouse and keyboard, and it's confirmed that this is allowed, right? Now, what's not allowed is you're not allowed to use macros. There's a huge difference. Macros, you press one thing, it does multiple things. Like if I press the edit button, if I press F, right now it just opens up the edit. But if I had a macro, for example, I could set it up to where I press F, it edits for me, right? That's not allowed. That'll get you banned. People have been banned. People have been exposed for that. And I do not recommend you ever use macros. Now, the remapper is allowed. It's been confirmed. And remapping for controller movement. Hold up. GG. Remapping to obtain controller movement. Remapping your normal WASD movement for analog movement is perfectly okay, according to Epic Games. The only catch is that the only way to do that is to have a special keyboard or to download a third-party program that's going to emulate the controller movement and allow you to remap your normal movement to controller. So you might be upset, especially if you're a console player, because controller movement has been one of the benefits of controller. One of the advantages is controller players usually have superior movement. They have more control of their movement. It allows them to turn corners quicker, allows them to piece control a little bit better, and allows them to run sideways while facing, a certain direction, which might not seem like a big deal to some of you, but this actually is kind of important, especially like when you're late game rotating. You don't slow down. Basically, if you try to do it on mouse and keyboard, there's a bit of a slowdown effect because you have to kind of keep readjusting. Like you have to keep looking down and up to keep that movement going. And I think the best solution, because here's the thing, I think this kind of movement should be available by default, or at least the option to turn it on or to mess with the movement should be available by default. It's funny I say that because in Save the World has really good diagonal movement. And actually Fortnite used to have really good diagonal movement up until like a certain update very, very early. Like in season 0, I have a clip from Ninja. I don't know if we have that clip, but he was basically creeping up on somebody and he was running sideways while facing forward. So Fortnite used to have this kind of good diagonal movement, and they changed it for some reason, and then now that diagonal movement is pretty much exclusive to controller players. Now you might be thinking the first thing controller players always say is scroll wheel reset, right? We have the ability to kind of instantly reset walls using scroll wheel, but controller players don't have that. Controller players don't really have a program to give them scroll wheel reset. And not just that, but like I've seen some of the I guess I've died like too many times. The game just put me in bot lobbies. I've seen, some of the modded controllers that have like the little scroll wheel on it, but like that's not very accessible for most controller players. In my opinion, there should be some quality of life updates regarding movement, regarding editing, regarding resetting. If it's not done, just like stretch res, right? Just like stretch res, everybody, I'm literally running into only AI. I almost feel offended. I'm not sure what's going on. Just like stretch res, right? Initially, only a few people were using stretch res, but then more and more people started using it. For example, Benji Fishy has been using this, and he pretty much confirmed this was allowed before Epic even made the blog post. So he personally asked them, And I definitely recommend you guys watch Jarian's video on double movement. Like if you want to know more about it and like want to set it up, watch his video. He did a good job setting it up, and he has a lot of educational stuff regarding this stuff. So I would watch his video and you know, if you want to know more. I'm not going to post any links to any downloads in the description. I don't know these softwares. I don't trust anything. I'm doing this for educational purposes. I got to use this tracker. I forgot this was even in the game. I feel like there's going to be like a little bit of a disconnect between competitive players who use this and like the casual people who are watching. They're like, you know, oh, this guy's moving in a certain way, and like they can't replicate that if they're on mouse and keyboard. They would have to download the software and set it up, and this could be bad. Someone's hiding in the bush. No. This could be bad. I'm not against double movement, and I'm okay with Epic allowing it, right? But I think a better solution would be for the movement to be just available without having to use a third-party software. That I think is the better solution. And I also think controller players should have instant reset, or instant reset should be a thing. This is my first time playing with double movement. Like I played it for like the past hour, and I'm already getting kind of comfortable with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up using this long term. And I'm saying this because I like, here's the thing. I don't like, if double movement gets removed, it's not my fault. I'm not asking for double movement to get removed. I'm literally using it, right? And I think it should exist. I just think there is a little bit of a strange disconnect with the fact that you have to have a special keyboard or a special controller or use a software to make it happen. All of that is not necessarily the easiest thing to kind of convey, especially for the casual viewers, the casual watchers. Oh, GG. He's trying to reset that. I really like this pistol, by the way. Side jumping, by the way, is also another thing that's a lot smoother once I got used to it. Right now, I'm not used to it. I almost just died, by the way. And like I said, turning corners, running around your opponent, all of that is very noticeable with the double movement. And like I said, a lot of big name pro players are starting to use this, and it's only going to spread. It's only going to spread. There's going to be more and more people using it. This isn't game breaking, right? The reality is that like having this is not going to be like an instant I win card. Oh, I have double movement, I win this fight. This is not like a dramatic thing where, you know, everyone's going to be like, oh my God, I need double movement or else I can't play the game. Let's have a discussion. Like what do you guys, how do you guys feel about this? You think Epic is just going to remove double movement completely and only allow controller players to keep their double movement? Will controller players ever get instant resets? When there's an option to kind of level the playing field a little bit and kind of give people different options, different, you know, abilities that everyone has access to, I think it should be done. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There'll be some links in the description regarding today's video. I'll link Jarian's video. I'll link the Epic blog post. Don't forget to like and subscribe.